This is John Dieterich, and I am going to show you some things with this dusky Proxima A amp, which I've been experimenting with. I'm not going to try and show everything that it can do, but just show you kind of how I use it, or how I will be using it. I've been using the D20 for a long time, but this is pretty new to me, and it has some kind of cool new features, including, actually, I will show this. So you have a basic, this is kind of like the D20, the clean, closest to clean, kind of most headroom version. I've got it so it's just barely breaking up, but then you do one that's in the bottom, and if you do it in the middle, so that's the middle position, and then if you want maximum gain, so, and they have different kind of EQ characteristics, which are really actually quite useful. I've actually been using this amp a lot with bass, and it's been really cool. My main setting, you can tell there's a little difference in noise floor there too. On the bottom version, it's basically silent. It's master volume. Basically, we've known Chris for a long time, and have been, going back and forth with him on sort of, along with a lot of other people, I think, on kind of what would be an ideal kind of setup, what's good about the D20, what might be improved upon or might suit our purposes better. And for us, a slightly smaller amp, lower wattage with master volume was one of the things. Like the D20, it has this sort of AC30 style tone. It just basically gives you some, kind of rolls off some top end. And like this whole swing from here to here, it's just like an AC30, is kind of subtle. So basically to there, it's quite subtle, and then that's where you really notice it. But there is difference in here as well, you just have to listen for it. I've just got it kind of opened up with maximum. One of the things I love about these amps is that they're very, very hi-fi sounding, very crystalline highs, and and if you want warm, you can get it as well. So like, I'm just going to show like some different kind of, that's the basic, I would call that my clean sound. And, a lot of it is dynamics. And if you want, then I go to my kind of more, this is what I would be using a lot of the time in Deerhoof. And then, so I do a lot of sort of gain staging, which is the way I set up my my chain, because I like the sound of basically distortions kind of destroying each other, and which is not the most logical in many ways, but it just sounds good. So that's with just like a clean boost on, and now I'm adding another kind of a clown-esque kind of level of gain. This is about it. Here's with it. And then another level. And I can turn that off, and then I have one that's kind of like a, this is a jumper pedal, which is made by Shoe, and it's like a, essentially like a Marshall in a box style pedal, just everything maxed out, which is kind of my style. But you can already see, like, we're not compressing this or anything, so turning on that pedal, you get the illusion of volume, but the peak volume is not louder. It's probably in fact quieter than without it. So yeah, that's some of the ways that I use it. I mean, one thing that's kind of fun with this amp that I've been playing with is basically rolling the tone off all the way, and you can get some kind of really kind of cool cocked wah kind of sounds, and then you can add gain to it. Which are quite useful, I think. Yeah, so those are some of the, some of the basic setup. That's kind of what the range of what I have, besides sometimes a delay pedal and a reverb pedal or a freeze pedal. And so a lot of what happens otherwise is done with like whether, like it's the freeze pedal, and I play around with this a lot. And yeah, I like those because it's like you get the sustain effect, but it doesn't sound natural. It doesn't sound like something that's trying to sound natural. It's very kind of, you can make it kind of glitch. So I like that a lot. And I have a reverb, a Mantic which is called a Proverb. And these are also great, I think, because they don't sound real. They don't sound like any space. I guess it sounds like stacked delays, maybe. So yeah, that's a little taste of how I'm using the Proxima A amplifier.